Hello, 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 everyone. Um, oh yeah, I was gonna have the generic background music on. Actually, I should kind of move myself off to like the center here, probably. Okay, that's sort of better. Um, but I was gonna have the background music on, but I felt like that would get old after a while, so I just decided against it. So I'm just gonna get my regular music on, in a second here. Bleep, 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 bleep. Okay. Let me just loop and shuffle. Okay. I need a sip, first and foremost. Okay, we're here to talk about my weekend, I guess, because some stuff happened. It wasn't really that interesting in the long run, but it was all right. I feel like it was a nice break from my usual stuff, I guess. But I don't know how to like segue this very effectively. I guess I should probably just get right into it. Also, hello Seven Seas King. How you doing? We're right about to start talking about stuff. So on the week before, I had this like outfit picked out, and like, you know, it was basically just like a sundress. It had like the little like loose ruff of fabric, like a little like I guess that is the right word, rough. But my mom had kind of been stonewalling me all week, being like, "Oh, that's too fancy. They specifically told us not to overdress and this and that." And then like at the last second, when like it was the morning that we were supposed to like go on the big car ride over to the city, or like the city by the lake, I was just like, you know, I am already so freaked out because like the morning of, we were supposed to like depart super early. Like she was supposed to come over to pick me up at like 8:30. I usually wake up at 7. So like pretty much as soon as I woke up, I like just got up and I got in the shower. I like blow dried my hair, brushed it and all that, and got dressed in my original outfit. But then I figured last second, like, if she's gonna like make a big deal out of it, then I might as well just like change into something more modest, quote unquote, to like not rock the boat, I guess. A pun not intended. But I did that, and then like I was waiting there because she was supposed to come at like at 8:30 like I said, but I was waiting there, and then I got a text being like, oh, we're gonna be like half an hour late actually. So I waited another half hour and they still weren't there. And it was like my mom and my older sister. So my older sister was like, oh, we're gonna be a half hour late, and I waited a half hour. They're still not here. And then I waited an extra 15 minutes. I don't know what was taking so long. Like, what exactly got them behind schedule so much? Because, like, by the time I actually got in the car, I was like, I don't even want to, like, make a big deal out of it. Because then, like, everyone's gonna be mad. So I just kind of, like, let it slide. But we got in the car. And, like, I finally, like, got everything in. They came at like 9:15 or so, and I got all my stuff in, and I got in the back. And then we start driving, and my mom's just like, oh, like, has anyone eaten lunch? And I'm like, I have literally been like packing and preparing since I woke up, so I have not had time to, she asked if we had breakfast rather, and I was like, I have literally not even had time to have breakfast. And I guess my sister hadn't either. So we ended up stopping at Waffle House, which was actually the first time I had ever had Waffle House, so that was pretty interesting. I was about to like change my order last second because my mom was like, oh, I don't know if they serve like the lunch stuff in the morning, and I was like, yeah, they do. That's the entire point. It's like no rules, just right at the Waffle House. So I ended up having, what is it, like the bacon patty melt thing with the hash browns on the side, and that was actually pretty good. I mean, you could tell by the taste, it was obviously like one of those like the kind of like burgers they have at like a public school like lunch. Like a public school cafeteria type of thing. But for the amount that we had to pay, it was fine. I'm trying to think of anything else notable that happened at the Waffle House, but you know. Waffle House and public school cafeteria do seem similar, yeah. It's definitely that kind of vibe. Although at least like the service is like relatively fast. But yeah, other than that, nothing else really notable happened at the Waffle House. Let me take a sip. I feel like I'm gonna be talking a lot. I really should have like filled my humidifier before I started the stream. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. And yeah, I guess nothing else really notable happened at the Waffle House. There was, yeah, I did see, like, a woman, and I guess this is standard fare, but I did notice, like, a lady, as she was, like, getting up from the other booth, I noticed that she had, like, the really tiny, like, cluster of, like, bruises on her upper thigh, and I was like, oh, that's, like, a heroin addict. Yeah. That sure is, that lady has an addiction, I guess. I mean, again, that's standard fare for the Waffle House, I think. She's just like doing heroin, I guess. That's normal for a Waffle House, I guess. But I didn't want to like. You got the full experience short of seeing a fight. I know. Chibiamu, thank you for the follow. I am so surprised no one has like pointed out that I'm wearing the same pattern on my dress as I am like on here. I'm a little bit like disappointed no one's noticed that detail. Juniper's Urban Safari. I guess so. You see all types out here. And that's not even the worst of it. Or at least like that's not the last of it. That might be the worst, but you know, not the last of the like people watching things that I had going on that day. But honestly, after like what, like 3-4 hours in the car, I gotta say, like the car manufacturers that do the like upholstery, they really need to like make it more ergonomic, because like literally at the end everyone's like butt was hurting. Everyone. it was really something. Like and even like on the way back we were talking about that and I was like, you know, that's really an issue. But we got to the hotel first because like I wanted to like I mean we couldn't, but I would have liked to just like get all our stuff in and like check in early, but it was like a very rigid thing about how like we couldn't check in until like 4 o'clock, which was like after the boat party. And actually the boat party lasted until 5, so we couldn't really like get in until the end. It's like we could just like hop off before we docked or whatever. But we got to the hotel and it was like, oh, we got like valet parking, and I don't think my mom has had much experience with valet parking because we were really confused about like how everything was working. I don't know why we couldn't just like park the car in the parking garage ourselves, but I digress. I guess this hotel was a bit too fancy for that sort of thing, so we had to like flag down a valet guy and then like get all our stuff out of the car. I brought sunscreen, but I didn't actually use it because we weren't actually like on the surface of the boat that much. Valet parking is inherently a scam. True. That is true. But I brought sunscreen and like my sister put it in she put it in her purse, and I'm just now realizing that I never actually got that back. But I don't think I'm really gonna like flag her down to get like my can of sunscreen back. But we got out. Originally the RSVP details said that like the port or whatever it is, it was like supposed to be just like a 10-minute walk away from the hotel, but my mom went in and asked like, oh, how far is the port from here? And the lady was like, oh, it's like 25 minutes, and also you have to like cross this very like busy bridge. And we were just like, we're not doing that, we're gonna call an Uber. Thankfully my mom had Uber, but like apparently she hadn't used it in so long that like her payment was like attached to a it was attached to like a credit card that was like expired for like years or whatever. And I was like freaking out because we had like half an hour, like 20 or so minutes at this point before we were supposed to start boarding. I mean, the boarding process lasts like half an hour or so, but like we wanted to get there like on time just for the sake of appearances. So I was like I was immediately just like, oh, you need my credit card? I was like literally about to give her my credit card, but she just like used her own. So that wasn't a problem. It was, and it took a minute for the car to get there. We were almost about to like carpool with like another person who was like at the same hotel going to the same location as us, but we kind of decided against it. But the Uber got there. We kind of, it was actually a much better deal than having to like walk all that way, because it was actually, it really was like a very long like thing to go through. But we got there, we got to the port, we got our like little tickets and like drink tickets, and we got on. Most of the action actually took place like inside, like in the like interior of the boat. I guess now I can move on to my next picture. I'm kind of just like hot switching between these on the same image element in OBS, so I mean it's not like that, it's not that like big, but you kind of get the idea. That's like the shoreline. But it was we got in and we were just supposed to like sit at some tables because like there was like catering. It was like a buffet style thing. While we were waiting, there were like guys handing out like hors d'oeuvres and stuff, like coming around with like big plates. There was like it was one with like it was like some kind of like sausage inside a mushroom. That was all right. But then there was like this other one, and I forget what it was exactly. It was like a water chestnut or something that was like wrapped in bacon and like covered in barbecue sauce. That one was like really good, honestly. Probably like my most favorite of the things I had to eat on the boat. I wish they would have had more. I wish it wasn't just an appetizer, because if it was just like available, I would have had like 10 of them. But we got our like drink tickets. Actually, we were supposed to like give them to the lady who was like taking orders for drinks and stuff, but she never actually asked for them, so we just kind of like had them laying around. But my mom was originally like, oh, you can't drink around these people. You have to like put up a good impression. But then like at the like, once we were like on the boat, she's like, okay, you can have like one drink. And honestly, that was enough for me, because like I don't really drink much alcohol. I had like this like tropical mixed drink that had like pineapple and banana liquor and like all this stuff, and it was all right. I didn't drink it too fast, and then like I went up to the I went to like the top of the boat to like get the pictures, and then like I looked back down at my drink, and there had been like a dead mosquito in there that crawled in when I wasn't looking, and I was like, oh, I guess I can't drink this anymore. Did you think she would wild out? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm an adult. I can like do what I want. She can't like she can force me to change my outfit by like wearing me down over the week, but she can't force me to like not drink around like my coworkers and stuff. But we were there was originally supposed to be like a talent show sort of thing. They kind of scheduled this last minute, but it ended up not actually happening because like only one person like signed up. I mean, honestly, I feel like that whole thing was just like an invitation to embarrass yourself in front of people. So I'm kind of glad it didn't happen, but I'm also kind of sad because then I didn't get to like watch people like humiliate themselves. I mean, that's kind of mean, but you know, everyone loves a good train wreck. But there was like music, and then they had the were you gonna VTube in front of other people? I never sign up for that stuff. I am not one to like make myself a spectacle for other people. Didn't feel like showing off your puppetry. But honestly, like once we got down to the actual food, the food wasn't available for that long, honestly. I think it was like an hour or like an hour and a half. I kind of understand it because like the staff had like a lot of work to do from like setting all the stuff up and then like having to clean it up once it's over. So I kind of understand that, but I honestly didn't eat that much of like the main course. And then I'm trying to remember anything else that happened. I mean, there was like an insane amount of mosquitoes. I mean, it makes sense because like we're on the lake, we're like out on the water and that sort of thing. I mean, if I had known that there were gonna be so many bugs out there, I would have brought my bug spray, but I didn't. And then like we had to, every time we were like up on the top of the boat, we were just like picking like mosquitoes and stuff off of us. We're just like flicking them off. Here's another shot of the horizon, the shoreline and that sort of thing. Let me take another sip. Okay. But yeah, they were like playing music. There were a couple people that danced. Not that many, to be honest, which is understandable because like you don't want to like make an ass of yourself in front of like people you have to work with on Monday. Seven Seas King, thank you for the follow. But there was this one lady who was just like for the entire like almost the entire like final 2 hours. The entire thing lasted like I think 3.5 hours. We stayed out there longer than I thought we would because like on the way back there was like a bridge that had to be lifted before we could like go back to the dock. I'm gonna leave this here. I'll see you later. Gotta make dinner. Yeah, that's cool. Have fun. But like for the last 2 or so hours, almost like without breaks, I don't know how this lady did it, but she was just like out on the dance floor, like getting it. I mean, she wasn't a good dancer by any means, and like my mom and my sister were just like cringing at her the entire time, but she was like taking her shoes off and like getting low and all that. It was kind of insane. She seemed like one of those who's like I don't think she's like all there. Was it by chance the meth lady? I wouldn't be surprised if she did a little bit of that sort of stuff in her spare time. She didn't seem like she was on any hard drugs. She might have been drunk, but I'm not sure. But I'd actually gotten quite a few emails from her like during the work days. I was actually surprised it was who I thought it was. Cause I was like, oh, she emails me a lot of stuff. But we I'm trying to think of anything else that happened. I mean, by the end, it was just like me and my mom and my sister, like out on the back, like near the back end of the boat. And we were just like kind of standing there as it like came back to shore. Honestly, I feel like everyone probably would have been just as satisfied if the boat trip was only like 2 hours. But I understand that like the staff had to be allotted a certain amount of time to like get everything ready. But I think by like the 3rd hour, everyone was just like ready for it to be over. So we were just like on the back away from like everyone else, just like watching all the other boats. Cause there were like personal sailboats and like speedboats and like other excursion type boats, and like people were waving at us and stuff, all that. But Honestly, I kind of had like a migraine the entire time. I mean, not the entire time, but for like the last 2 hours or so. I have all these photos of like the shore, and I'm like neglecting to show them. So there's like a closer up view of the last one. Socializing does that to me too. I mean, it was a mix of like the socializing and like the slight amounts of alcohol I had, combined with the rocking of the boat. Like for the first hour, I think everyone was just kind of like stumbling around every time they got up from their seats, because we were just like so not used to it. It was kind of funny. I just kept being like, is this because of the alcohol or because of the water? I don't know. But here's another photo. I kind of don't really have that many more. I mean, it's all more or less just kind of the same view. Mood. And there's this final one, which I think was like as we were starting to inch closer back to the shore, like near the tail end. I didn't get as many as we were like coming back because I was just like so ready to like get out and have it like be over. But by the time we finally got back and we were like boarding off, I think actually the term is like unboarding or whatever. On the way back out, there was a guy like handing out little like goodie bags. I mean, they in like the very literal sense, because like it was just this entire like bag, and it had like some branded merch in there, and I think there was like a little phone holster that like goes on your monitor, like a phone holder or something. And then this like little journal that I was very excited about. They'll actually show in a video coming up. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, on our way back to the hotel, we ordered another Uber because obviously we weren't gonna like walk all that way, and I think everyone's feet hurt from like the shoes they chose to wear. I know like by the time I was done, I had like a couple like white spots where it was just like all the blood had gone out. But on the way back, we ordered another Uber, and we thought it was just like going the wrong way. I think I actually saw it like going the wrong way. Like it was my mom said, oh, we're looking out for like a black Tesla, and then like a minute later I saw a black Tesla like come up the street and then like turn to like a different intersection. And I was like, oh, I think that's the Tesla. And then it actually came back, and I was like, oh, that is the Tesla. So I guess he just like went to the wrong intersection that we were standing at. But I was very apprehensive because, like, you know, Teslas have a tendency to just like malfunction and like explode and all that fun stuff. But let me take a sip. I feel like I'm talking too fast. But we get in the Tesla, and it's this guy, and he is like obviously he is like on an entirely different plane of consciousness from us right now. Like my sister partakes in the my sister does partake in the funny grass, but this guy was just like on a whole nother level, and it was very clear. But we kept calling it a space car the entire way back. But yeah, we didn't die, so that's good. We got back to the hotel. Waiting and driving, what a shame. You need to be in order to live with your decision to have bought a Tesla. I don't know if this guy actually had the money to like buy a Tesla. He probably like leased it or something. But still, yeah. We did get back to the hotel, and then like we had to like manually ask the people to like get the car out of the car garage because like they had our keys. We couldn't just like go back there like and get our stuff ourselves. There's this thing. I need to like zoom it in a little bit. Oh gosh, now it's behind everything else. The illusion is ruined. But let me like zoom this in a little bit. You can't see it very well, but that is a light fixture that is filled with like a bunch of light bulbs. I thought that was interesting. Very like modern art. But I was just looking at that while my mom was out there getting the car out, or like helping to get the car out. But we got back. We got our rooms sorted out and all that stuff. I got my keys. She gave me, the lady at the desk gave me 2 keys for some reason, even though it was just me in my own room. She gave my mom 2 keys and she gave me 2 keys, even though we were like 3 people. Lower it down and make a swinging bench out of it. That might be fun. But yeah, our plan was to like get in the room and then just like sit there for a couple hours because I think everyone was just kind of like done with socializing for the day. It's in case you wanted to give one to a date. She expected you to have a special guest. I mean, listen. I am not the type who wants to like share a room with someone. I mean, I was like, we were talking about this, and for some reason, like, even though my mom opted for a +1, they still gave her a room with a single bed. And I have to assume they did that for everyone else who brought a +1, which is kind of weird. I mean, I guess in this case, a +1 would either be like someone you're married to or like a family member, but still kind of odd to be sharing a bed, you know. But me and my oh gosh. Who is... now I gotta like go look at who that is. But thank you for the $3.60. My mom and my sister ended up sharing a room together because like I really wanted to have my own room for the first time. Which I did end up getting, which was nice. Oh man. But let me actually look at stream elements real quick. It's not showing me on regular Twitch, which makes sense because it's not attached to regular Twitch. Oh gosh. Excuse me. Oh gosh. But yeah, it's yep, that was a hiccup. I will admit. Gosh, I can't see like who gave me. Oh, it was MGGDWTJXXE95. Thank you, friend. I needed to like drop everything and give my shout out before I could move on. But I did actually like do a video. I'm not sure how to like show this because like if I just put it in OBS, it's not gonna give me the audio. So I think I might have to like make a capture of some sort. Like just open it and then like capture the playback. Let me just open that real quick. Like Windows Media Player seems fine. Oh gosh, okay. So let me see if I can do this. Window capture. Windows Media Player. Oh gosh, there's like 5 different Windows Media Players. Oh, it's not even showing anything. Wait, no. Stop doing that. Discard, discard. Get out of here. Man, I can't fucking do anything without something going wrong. Pot roast. So true. Yeah, I hope that didn't have any, like, identifying information. If it did, I'm gonna have to, like, delete this VOD instantly. Man, is there no good way to, like, show this without it being, like, a whole thing? Christ. Okay, will it open in media player? Okay, we have to be very, very cautious about this. Loaded in Chrome and share Chrome. Maybe. Could I do that? Open with, like, my fucking, like, Firefox or something? Can I even do that? Oh, I can. Hold up. Let me see. Oh yeah, that is a viable option. And I could just, like, open my internet settings. I hope that's not a disaster. Okay. Just get it in there. I gotta crop. I mean, do I really need to crop? I mean, I don't really, but... I mean... eh. I need to, like, get this in here. And then get it in the right position. There is so much shit. I am so impressed at how much shit there is in here. But, I guess let's just see. So this is actually my first time alone in my own hotel room. I'm actually speaking kind of quietly right now because it's very silent and I don't want to, like, be too loud. But, is that the maximum volume? Just start with the view out here. So we have this very nice view of the lake and the sunset, which I think personally is just love. Tell me you checked for reflections. Yeah, I did. I actually edited this video a little bit, like, before I showed it because I didn't want to have an accident. There's like a part where you can see my feet, but I've got like socks on, as always. It would be weird if I didn't. Oh yeah, that's actually real cool. But yeah, that's that. Oh shit, let me get back to one. Okay, there we go. But got 2 pairs of shoes because you need the This is actually very, like, loud. Let me scooch it down a little bit. There we go. Fancy shoes, and then you need the walking shoes. Very important, because you can't just, like, be walking around in sandals the entire time. It's not good for your feet. But, I mean, there's not much else to, like, look at. I mean, you got the little fridge there. I actually have a shake in there because we went to Shake Shack, which was actually surprisingly good. I had, like, I had the, what was it? The avocado, like, chicken sandwich or whatever, which was actually very good. Just a little side note. I did enjoy that sandwich, but it was, it was very, like, it was really small. Like, the sandwich itself, like, just the sandwich alone was, like, I think $9.50? But, like, it was just kind of, like, it was just kind of, like, the size of your standard, like, McDonald's burger. I was expecting it to be, like, larger, but it was tasty at least. So I guess you can't really ask for much else. I, like, housed that in a matter of minutes. Kinda like denying my own strength, or unaware of my own strength rather. So you got the little ice thing. Actually, the cool thing is, you got, like, actual glasses, and I used one of them to, like, pour my water. I mean, the water they offer here, like, isn't that great. Yeah, there's, like, a little bit of, like, feedback, because I think I had, like, one of my sleeves covering the camera by accident. But yeah, I was a little worried that like maybe it was like a thing where like they have the water in there, but if you actually open the water, then it's like a separate fee. But I'm pretty sure if they were doing that, they would have at least offered nicer water, like Fiji and that sort of thing. But this was just like very standard issue, like generic water.
It honestly tastes like Dasani. There's also this coffee machine here, but I can't use it because like in order to like put the coffee in, there has to be like a thing here that slides out, but for some reason mine's gone. Not like I would really use that anyway. I don't really like coffee that isn't flavored personally. But you also have the safe down there, which I never use for obvious reasons. And then there's the little ice thing, which I also never use. Okay. Just get that shut. Okay. There's also this thing, which I thought, I really like how this is like constructed, because it just kind of like it like goes out to the left, or to the right rather. But you can see like it just kind of like swerves right out. I don't want to do that too forcefully actually, because I don't want to break anything. That would be bad.
Yeah, I kind of did that too forcefully.
Also, I thought the waste bucket would be fancier, but I guess it's fine. Let's see, what else? There's also, one thing about drinking on a boat is it's gonna give you a headache, so. One of those is like generic brand Excedrin, the other is like some fancy like $3,000 like migraine treatment that my sister gave me. It's actually very effective. I really hope that becomes like the new norm, because it was like so much better than the Excedrin. I took the Excedrin and I was like, oh, this doesn't work, so I took the other stuff. I think it's Nurtec is what it's called. So Nurtec.
Waste bucket was disappointing. Yeah. Med status taken. I mean, my sister, I think she was prescribed that for like preventative care, so like she was supposed to just take it every day, but she was like, I mean, if this is like $3,000 per prescription, I'm just gonna like take it whenever I need it. Or like it was like something she was supposed to take every day, but then she's just like, I'm gonna use it for preventative stuff. And I guess you don't really like need any special like diagnoses for it, because she just like gives it to anyone. Like anytime anyone's around her and they complain that they have a migraine, she's just like, oh, take a Nurtec. She offered some to my mom too, but I'm not sure if she took her up on that. 3K prescription. Yeah, I mean, it's very effective, like specialized medicine, but it's also like America. And like, I guess the insurance she has isn't like the best, so they probably don't cover that. Yeah. But let's just keep going.
That's very cool. Over here we got, oh.
Yeah, I almost had an accident right here, because I forgot that the surface of the drawer was like, or the surface of like the side table was reflective. But thankfully I avoided that last second.
Reflective stuff. And then over here you got a little this was actually where this was. It's basically like a little roller ball thingy of like, I think it was it's like lavender oil and some other stuff.
Yeah, that stuff was actually like, it was actually pretty effective, because like yeah, 2020 release, 2022 first stage approval in Europe, so it is pretty new. Yeah, like I said, I hope that becomes like the new norm, because it's a lot more effective than just like your run-of-the-mill Excedrin and stuff. But that roller, like aromatherapy rollerball thing was really effective, because like I brought melatonin in case I thought I needed it, but like I didn't really need it, because like by the end of the day I was so tired, and then I put some of that on like my temples and my wrists before bed, and then I was just like laying on the couch like in like a state of zen. Like I was just so out.
But you also have, oh wait, no, the other one. I have never seen this before in a hotel. I mean, I'm used to the Holy Bible being in the drawer. I'm not used to the Book of Mormon being in the drawer. I just had like this gut reaction of like, oh God, why is that there?
Yeah, that was a first. And I actually had this conversation with the Discord, and I was like, you know, I wonder if it's just because we're in like a big city and that sort of thing. Like, I wonder if in like LA they have like Dianetics in the drawer and that sort of thing. Joseph Smith got shooters everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't have like any other like religious books in there. I mean, if you're gonna go for like Mormon inclusion, why not just have like all the other stuff, like the Torah and that sort of stuff.
But I guess what else would I even like?
They're donated? Interesting.
Go about. Oh yeah. So after the boat thing, we all got like little goodie bags on the way out, which is like branded, so I had to like turn that around. But one of the things I got was this little like notepad, and you got like a holder for the pen over here, and you got this and I love like fancy little like stationery like that so much.
Oh, Marriott was a Mormon, and it was part of his instructions to have the book in every hotel room with the KJV Bible. Oh my god. That's some conspiracy shit right there.
I guess I should go over to the bathroom.
Oh shit, Oh, did I No, I didn't forget. Oh, wait, hold on. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Hold on. Oh wait, I think I did forget to put on Sammy before stream. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Stop being so cute when you're talking about stationery. You know how I get. Let me just run that real quick. Oh god, I'm in the wrong position. Usually I use this setup for the hand cam streams, but I kinda had to improvise. So I could have like my pictures. Interior design passion. Yeah, you know. I get in my things. Have you ever been in a big art supply store? I've gone to like a craft store. Never really been in like stationery specializing stuff or anything like that.
I wasn't expecting like, hold on, let me get the lights. Lights? Okay, cool. I didn't know if there was gonna be a bathtub, but there is a bathtub, which is pretty cool.
Also, I have to note the choice of like patterning on the wall here. I mean, it's that special brand of kitschy that I like, but it is a little bit quirky for like a fancy hotel to have.
Because I actually brought a bath bomb with me. Like on the way here.
Oh yeah, I need to like show you guys about the bath bomb because it was like it was like one of those things where it has like a thing on the inside, and I gotta show you guys what I got later.
My sister was like, or my mom and my sister were like, I don't know if they still have bathtubs, and like their room didn't have a bathtub, but mine did for some reason, which is kind of crazy. But they got the like fancy like wall mounted.
Whole wall looking like grandma's teacup. Good one.
Like shampoo and stuff. But yeah, what else? I mean, I looked in here, there's not much here. I don't know what that thing is. I thought it was for the what is it? The ironing rack, but the ironing rack is already up here, so I don't know what that's all about. But anyways, yeah, I don't That also like creaks along the floor. They should probably fix that. That's not very good.
For drying socks, maybe. I mean, if you want to dry socks, I feel like you'd be better off just like hitting them with the iron, you know. Flash 035, thank you for the follow.
Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much like the entire thing. I don't know. It's pretty cool, I guess.
But yeah, that was that. That was the thing. But yeah, I was gonna like do that video like while like before we went out for like dinner and all that, after we had gotten like established and stuff. But I kind of like forgot to until it was like the end of the day. But after we got like situated and we had some time to like decompress, like I said in the video, we all went out to Shake Shack. But before we did that, we also went to this, we were walking there and we saw this like big candy store. Like it had like soda and candy. So, and I think my mom had heard about it before. But we saw it on the way there as we were like walking, because we actually like, this was actually within walking distance of the hotel. But we went there like before we got dinner, and like I really wish I had taken pictures, but like there were other people in the store and I didn't feel it was appropriate to like take pictures of them or pictures with them in it, like without their permission. So I kind of like didn't. And also because I was just like so focused on like my browsing and stuff. But it was like this massive sort of thing with like a bunch of candy, and like there was like this entire the entire store almost had like this massive like shelf going around the edges, and like the entire thing was stocked with soda. And I swear there must have been like 300 different types of soda there. Probably like there was like this one entire like 2 walls that were just like the entire shelf was like entirely just different brands of root beer. So we like, and like my sister wanted to get some stuff for her son, so she did that. Meanwhile, I was like looking at like all the different sodas, and they did have like in one corner they did have like those weird like novelty sodas, like the corn flavored soda and the like ranch and like the dirt and like mustard and all that stuff. But I didn't get any of that because I thought that would just be dumb. Like I would take one sip and then I would like throw it away. But there was this one thing I was specifically looking for it, and I let out the biggest gasp when I finally saw it. It's this stuff. I actually didn't know they still made this, because like the last time I saw it was in like this fancy like grocery this fancy like organic grocery store or whatever. But it's like butterscotch flavored soda that's obviously like mimicking the Harry Potter like butterbeer stuff. But I literally thought they stopped making this because I hadn't seen it in person in like a decade. But then like I saw this on the shelf and I was like, and they had like the disposable bottles. But then like they also had this one, which is like a reusable bottle, so I got that instead. It's also like I think twice the size of a normal bottle. But I thought it was really cool. I still haven't tried it yet. But they also had like the Japanese import sodas, like the Ramune. So I did get some like green melon ramen, just because like I really like that one as well. And I'm actually drinking that right now. With like a little bit of vodka, but you can't really tell it's there. It's just like a little bit. But they had like... They also had like the weird like... I kind of wish I had gotten them, but they had like a little import section of like stuff from Asia. But they had these like weird flavored chips, I think from like Southeast Asia or whatever, and one of them was sushi flavored. I kind of wish I had gotten the sushi flavored chips, but I kind of didn't want to at the time. Is it good? Yeah. I mean, I would be upset if it wasn't good. I'm actually gonna take another sip right now. But we got done there. Honestly, I really wish they would have double bagged the bag that they gave us, because it only had one layer, and I was the one in charge of carrying it. I kind of had to like put my arm under it because there was like a thing poking out that was like ripping the bag a little bit. But we got done there. We ended up going to Shake Shack, like I said. And there was like a guy like sitting outside the store. I don't know like why they allowed him to stay there, but I guess like technically he's not on their property, but there was just like a guy sitting out there on like a chair, like panhandling for change, which was kind of awkward because like he would try to make small talk with you as you were walking out. But you know. So we got there. I got my chicken thing. My sister got a burger. My mom got like, I think, turning the Shake Shack into the Crack Shack. Respect the hustle. I guess. My mom said she wasn't hungry, but then she like looked at the menu and she's like, ooh, they got like the chicken bites and I'm gonna have mine with fries. And, you know. They actually had like a triple brownie milkshake, which I got one, and like we came back out afterwards once we got our order. My mom was like, "Oh, I guess they like got it a little messy on the outside." But then like as we were like walking back to the hotel for like 10 minutes, it just kept going, and I realized once we got back to like their room, while we were like divvying up our stuff, that like the cup actually had a hole in it. So I just kind of like got one of the little coffee cups from the coffee station and put it in there. And it was good. Like probably not as good as like however much money we paid for it, but it was good. Did you see any homeless or vagrants while you were there? Yeah, I mean, it's a big city and like there's a lot of people who live there, so you know there's gonna be like a big homeless population. On our drive back, like as we were exiting the city, I saw a couple like we saw like a tent just like out by the highway, and there was like a guy sleeping on a bus station bench or whatever, and that sort of thing. But yeah, that was that. And do I have any other pictures? Oh yeah, the thing. So I got the bath bomb, and it was one of those where like it has the thing on the inside. I guess this one was like a ring. Like, I guess the people who sold it actually, like, also made jewelry, and they just had, like, this little novelty thing. I could hear it, like, rattling on the inside, because it was in this little, like, thing. Like, a little, like, gotcha sort of, like, capsule or whatever. But I dissolved it. I had my bath, and I dissolved the bath bomb. and it had this ring on the inside, and I guess it's like a little, like, crown. I could only fit it on my ring finger. I guess it was like a little bit small, even for my standards. Maho Shoujo, hello. Hello. But yeah, I had a nice little bath for the first time in a long time. I mean, normally I can't really do baths, like, in my own house because, like, I have a bathtub. But, like, the amount of hot water it takes, like, usually my hot water heater just kind of runs out before I'm done, like, filling the tub up enough. So it kind of, like, stops me from being able to do much. Yeah. That was nice. Apparently my heart rate was still up pretty high while I was taking the bath, but it was also like a little bit hotter than I needed it to be. I figured it wasn't gonna be like enough, so I made it too hot to compensate. But there was also this. I got a nice like scale photo from my floor. That's a nice little like nighttime picture. It wasn't completely nighttime yet, but I was just like winding down at the end of the day. And that's what I was doing. I was just looking out the window. Let me take another sip. Nice view. Yeah, I shared it with the Discord. They seemed impressed. But, yeah, I mean, I just, like... The one thing I really liked about that evening was just, like, the silence. Didn't see it. Man. Yeah, pay attention. But, like, just the silence. Is that a baseball stadium in the back? I think so. It's some kind of like sports stadium or whatever. I'm not entirely sure. But like, I mean, normally if I were like lower down, I would have like all the traffic stuff to worry about or like all the noise from traffic. But I was pretty high up, all things considered. So it was just like very silent. And, I was just, like, laying there on the couch, just, like, in silence. I mean, occasionally there would be, like, a loud car rolling by, but it was so high up that it didn't even, like, matter that much. So I was just, like, laying on the couch. I just, like, put on the, like, aromatherapy stuff, and I was just, like, on a different plane of existence. I mean, I thought I was gonna sleep, like, better than I did. I mean, I think I slept relatively well, but, like... I mean, one thing I will complain about with the hotel room... The beds left something to be desired. Because, like... I mean, for one... Like, the mattress was, like, not as soft as I thought it would be. And my sister also complained about that. Like, the mattresses weren't that, like, good. And then, like, the comforter was just kind of thin. I mean, I guess that's the standard for, like, all hotel rooms, but the comforter wasn't very, like, comfy. Even expensive hotels are always a roll of the dice. I mean, I'm glad I didn't pay for it. I'm glad I was comped, at the least. Hotel beds are always hard in my experience. Just glad the room is clean at this point. Yeah, I mean, true. But then, like, also, normally, like, hotel pillows are pretty nice. But I don't know if I just got, like, a bad batch, but, like... The ones I got were, like, either way too, like, big and, like, not like, what's the word? They didn't have enough give to them. it was either that or like they were just kind of like flat. Like the one I ended up choosing as my head pillow was just like kind of flat, and honestly it kind of lumpy too. I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't that great of a pillow selection. I always find hotel mattresses are way too soft and the covers are too thick. Yeah, I guess I got a bad roll this time. I don't know. But, I think I slept for like, what was it, like 6 or 7 hours? I was the first to get up. Like, I woke up at 6 because usually the way my mom does it is she always like gets up real early and she's like, we have to check out right now. But this time I was like the first to like wake up. So I was just like laying in bed for a couple hours waiting for her to text me. And then like I waited like until 8 a.m. and then I was like, are you guys awake yet? And I guess like after a couple minutes she was, because she told me to come on over. So then like we formed our plan. I mean, originally we were like, it's definitely gonna be too cold out for us to like walk to get like breakfast or whatever. So we originally decided, or we did decide to just like check out and then like hit the road and get something on the way. But so we like packed up and we like gave our like our keys back, our key cards, and we got our car back from the valet. And like while we were waiting for the car to get out here, we were just like waiting on the sidewalk, and I was like, you know, it's not actually that cold out. And my mom was like, yeah, I expected it to be worse. But we still didn't want to like stay in the city much longer. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this, but like as the sun was like going down, I was like looking out the window like earlier the previous day, and I could swear I saw like a visible cloud of just like bugs just like flying around in the atmosphere, like a couple meters away from my window. If the lake effect winds pick up, all of the Great Lake cities can get really cold really fast. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Hello, needs a mom. Please don't be weird. That's all I ask. I mean, I don't like to assume, but I have to assume by your username. Just be normal, okay? That's what happens when you're at a hotel next to the water. I guess so. I don't know why, but I thought that like I thought that like I thought like all the bustle of the city and like all the like pollution and all the like people there just would like naturally like ward away any bugs. But yeah, I guess it's a real problem for like the Great Lake cities, you know? But we got in the car and we like we just kind of like went back, or we like started back. Honestly, I wasn't even hungry until like the last hour, and then but like I think they stopped like an hour or so in, like after we'd started driving, and they like stopped at Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, you know, I don't want a donut right now. I mean, by that point, I was still drinking my milkshake from the last night, so, you know. But I was like, I like wasn't hungry, and then like by the time they had already gotten their food, I was hungry, and then I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to like hold up the trip any longer, so I just kind of I just kind of like held in my need for food. The smell got you? I mean, I still didn't even... I mean, all they got was, like, donuts and, like, chocolate milk. So it didn't really smell like anything. But I just wasn't in the mood for sweets at that point. Because I already had my milkshake and that was fine. But then, like... I mean, it started raining, like, as we got closer to home. And I was like... It ended up raining for most of the day, actually. But it kind of, like, killed any productivity I was gonna do when I got home. I mean, I got some, like, packages... like, while I was out, and my dad, like, came over and put them in the garage for me. Which I was actually kind of grateful for, because I didn't know it was gonna, like... I didn't know it was gonna, like, rain as much as it did the next day. But, like, at least I got back home and I got, like, my packages. I finally got a new pair of wireless headphones that I'd really been needing because, like, my old ones just spontaneously died on me the week before. But, I got that. I also got, the one of the packages I got was, like, cleaning stuff. Because, I had kinda, like, impulsively bought a new vacuum. It was like, it's one of those ones where it's like, it's like a vacuum, but also an electric mop. But then, like, the process of converting it from, like, vacuum mode to cleaning mop mode was, like, kind of like a hassle. And I would just, like, forget, like, steps. And then, like, I would kind of ruin everything because, like, I mean, first, after you vacuum, you have to, like, empty out the tank. Like, empty out all the, like, solid stuff, which is understandable, and I kind of understood that. The stick type, that's a wet dry vac. I mean, it wasn't really a stick. It was honestly kind of hard to maneuver because it was just so bulky, which was, like, one of the complaints I had about it. But, like, you had to empty the tank of all the, like, solid stuff. But then you also, like, had to, like, empty out the little filter as well because there would be, like, a bunch of dust in there. And if that, like, made contact with the water, then, like, all the suction power just kind of, like, didn't stay. And, like, I always kind of forgot the little filter was there, so I never, like, remembered to, like, clean it off before I started, like, wet vacuuming. So I would more so just be, like, pushing all the dirty water around rather than, like, actually taking it in. So that was kind of a thing. But, like, I kind of just went back to, like, a normal vacuum. I mean, I had, like, a vacuum before this, and I actually kept it, which was, like, the smart thing to do because, like, the combination vacuum was, like, not the right move. But I had, like, it's one of those, like, shark vacuums. It's very, like, lightweight, but also, like, powerful enough that it can, like, hold its own. But, like, I got this new vacuum that's, like, a kind of a dinky little, like, $30 one, 30-some dollars. But it's, like, very, like, lightweight. Like, you don't really have to, like, haul it around too much. It just kind of, like, it's just kind of, like, plug and go. So I got that, and then I got, like, a manual. I went back to the manual mop, which was, like, sounds like one of those car boats. Get ready to swim if you missed a step. Yeah, pretty much. But, I went back to, like, the manual mop. But I got, like, the fancy one with, like, the bucket that has, like, the little, like, spinny thing that, like, takes all the excess water out of, like, the mop head. And I was, like, I went and I, like, cleaned the kitchen floor with it, and it just... I didn't realize, like, how dirty the kitchen floor was. Like, before I mopped... like, there's, like, a little, checkerboard sort of design on the, with the floor pattern. But, I originally thought the, like, lighter tiles were, like, a beige. but they're actually just kind of like a cream. I did not realize until like I saw the color like literally being like taken out of the lighter tiles as I was cleaning, because there was just like so much like built up stuff from when I was like trying to mop before and like not doing it correctly. But now it looks a lot better. And there was like a lot of like stuck on stuff from like where the cat food used to be, because the cat was always a messy eater. Like there was no getting around that. So she would just like leave a bunch of like stains on the floor and stuff. Even like outside the spot where I put down like the little like catch pad, like the little like silicone pad where her food would be. But I finally got like most of that like up off the floor. Not all of it, but enough to where like you don't notice it's there anymore. And I've been like most of the flooring in the house is like hardwood, and like there's no getting around the need for heavy manual scrubbing eventually. Yeah. I mean, I've been trying. I did the like kitchen yesterday, and then I did like the bathroom today, and that's also tile, but like a thinner tile. And that one wasn't as bad, because I had like already gotten it relatively like recently. But the thing with the hardwood is like, if you oh, excuse me. If you like get it wet, you have to use like a very like light amount of water to clean it. Because if you just get it too wet, then like all that extra moisture is gonna like seep in and then like ruin the finish. And if it gets too bad, oh gosh, I'm sorry. If it gets too bad, then you have to like go back through and like oil the floors, which I still have to do on a regular basis. I mean, not like a regular basis, but like often enough, because it's just like, you know, it just like doesn't, it every time you like do it, every time you like clean the floor, like no matter how little water you use, it always gets like just a little bit lighter. So then like every so often you just have to like go back through and like throw down some like olive oil on the floor, and then just kind of like hope you like get it in a thin enough layer that it'll just like absorb in and not like leave a residue, which I'm still not very good at, because I always have to like go back through afterwards and like clean off the excess, and that's no fun, you know. But yeah, I mean, I guess that was I guess that was like all I really had in terms of talking about my trip, you know. I mean, on the way back, my sister and my mom got to talking, and as family always does after a certain period of time, like alone together with nothing else to talk about, they always just sort of like end up talking about family gossip and stuff. So I got to hear about how my like craft artist aunt is like a huge racist, and like quite a few like members of the extended family are like lesbians and all this stuff, and how like one of my mom's best friends growing up was like a gay guy, and he like waited 30 years before he came out to his parents and all that stuff. And apparently that guy she was best friends with, he like was in, he became an actor, and he appeared in like Star Trek and Frasier and all that stuff. Very interesting. And my mom was like best friends with like I guess like a lady who is like generally like queer, I guess. Like they like work together at like Denny's or whatever. And like apparently she was actually like Amish and like on her Rumspringa, and like she eventually got taken back by her family, and like my mom never saw her again until like 15 years later, and she had like a husband and kids, and she just looked real miserable. That's no fun. You don't like to hear about that. Which Star Trek? I guess like the original series that was like in the 70s and 80s or whatever. I guess. Next Generation, I think it was. I'm not good at Star Trek. My dad likes Star Trek. I've never really watched it myself. Yeah, that would be the Next Generation. Yeah. That seems right. But yeah. That was interesting. The dude that was actually the dude that actually played Frasier was in a Star Trek TNG episode. Star Trek series ran through 2005, so there's a lot of options. I mean, you know, when like Star Trek was at its peak, I'll say. You know. Oh yeah, I actually finally, like, on the way there, like, I mean, at some point, like, on the way there, I, like, we kinda, like, got into how I've been doing, like my sister and my mom were, like, asking about what I've been doing, and we kinda, sorta, incidentally got into the, like, conversation about how my cat had to get euthanized last week, and so my sister offered to, like, come with me to, like, a couple shelters to, like, scope out my options sometime this week. I think either, like, tomorrow or Thursday. One day when I don't really have anything else going on besides work. I told my mom about how I'm still, like, indecisive between, like, getting a cat and a dog, and she was just like, you know, there's not really too many options for small dogs that aren't, like, high energy and all that stuff. And she actually floated the idea of just getting, like, a bonded pair of cats, which isn't the worst idea. I will consider it. I mean, I can't make any, like, solid, like, decisions until I can, like, get a good idea of, like, what the, what the atmosphere out there is like for, like, adopting an animal, you know? Oh gosh. I need to just, like, finish this already. Get 2 big dogs? Oh no. I do not have the time to, like, upkeep that many animals. And big dogs are a big responsibility. Get an Argentine tegu? Isn't that some kind of lizard? One shouldn't get animals the same size as themselves. It's a giant lizard. Yeah, I figured. You could volunteer to work at a shelter and get a taste of what caring for animals is like. I mean, I don't really have the time to be volunteering, to be honest. I mean, even like with the amount of free time I do have outside of, like, work and streaming, I'm usually taking that time to like do upkeep on the house. I mean, it's a big old house, and I'm just one person. That's kind of like my entire spare time, you know? Yeah. Sounds like wave bait. Get some quail. I mean, I've never been much of like a bird person, to be honest. I don't think like get a smart dog and train it to clean. I mean, I'm sure you could put some of those like little dust pad things on like their feet and just like have them run around and stuff. BLTN, better late than never. Thank you for the follow. I reveal, okay. I really hope this doesn't turn into a points war. That would be bad. It's such a shame I live all alone in this lovely big house. I just can't cope. Oh god. Oh no. You're slightly off base, but you know. There's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't be a maid. I mean, true. I mean, if I were to get a small dog, I don't think those are usually too smart. There's a couple exceptions, but generally the brains aren't that big. Or not that developed, rather. But all I really have for snacks right now is my Triscuits. Oh god, now my mouth is all dry. Train them like the dogs from Up and have them cook as well. More of an Air Bud knockoff. Nice. Honestly, now that I think about it, maybe one of these days, like for movie night, we should watch like an Air Bud movie. I don't know. Maybe that would be fun. Now I have the little, like, clicker. Jack Russell Terriers are supposed to be smart but are energetic. Yeah, I mean... I feel like that's kind of the trade-off you get with, like, small dogs. Like, all the like really smart ones are also like the most energetic. I mean, you could get like a beagle, but then a beagle's just gonna like run away. Like a lot of the smaller dogs are like, they were trained to be like hunting dogs, so you know. Is there an Air Bud film where he plays lacrosse? Maybe. I would not be surprised. I really wanted a beagle when I was a child. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, this is only the little like clip from when from like when I was clipping the bag shut. But now that I just have it, I can just use it. There we go. Talking Morse code if I knew Morse code, you know? I wonder if I could open... I mean, I have my neighbors at one place had a beagle and it howled for hours on weekends. I mean, to be honest, they probably just like stuck it in the yard and never gave it any like exercise. I mean, that's what happens when you have like dogs that are overly vocal. They're just like bored and they need some like stimulation, so they just like try to make their own like entertainment, you know? Oh, I hide. I guess the fun's over. Oh shit. Wait, I keep forgetting I need to be tabbed in before I can actually use my toggles. Curses. But yeah, I actually... God damn it. Every time. Every single time with this. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Beagles are high-activity hunting dogs. Yeah. Oh, damn it. Unfortunately, I actually have the cycle machine in front of me right now, so... I guess I'm kind of forced to do all that. Most dogs need to be outdoors. Yeah. They need like a lot of exercise. I mean, they could be indoors if they could handle like... if they had enough exercise during like the daytime. Okay, fine. I'm cycling. But I actually have my butterscotch soda with me right now, but I'm kind of afraid to open it because earlier when I was getting my Ramune open, it fizzled up and like spilled a little bit. So like, I'm a little worried this would happen like the same way. So maybe I'll just do that like off stream. Let me actually stop for a second. But I will enjoy that at some point. Is it like a cream soda? I mean, I would assume it is. Like, in some form. Ugh. I kinda gotta, like, get comfortable, but I also, like, can't be too close. Or else I, like, bang my knees into the bottom of the desk. But yeah, it's the Flying Cauldron butterscotch beer, non-alcoholic though. Oh gosh. Oh damn, double blee. Hold on. Every time I can't just do it like endlessly without like laughing in between. There you go. Hold on. There's always too many blees. Hold on. Shit. I'm my own worst enemy for this. Damn it. There's too many. Cute ragdoll noises are serious business. I guess so. Getting a bigger audience is both a gift and a curse. Yeah, maybe at some point I should adjust all the prices to make them larger. Who knows? Oh god damn it, there's too many! Okay, well hold on. I gotta like moisturize my lips if I'm gonna be doing this many blees. Okay. Alright, well. You'll need to keep track and probably up the reward levels. Yeah, pretty much. This is just turning into a Wii stream. Oh gosh, how many more minutes do I have to do this again? Goddamn. it's always Maho Shoujo that's doing the ones that I don't like doing. Prime clip material. I guess so. VTuber. Okay, just like another minute and then I can be done with the cycling. That was the first time I used a cycle machine one in quite a while. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. So we're done with that. That was a free one. Yeah. Ugh. Let me see. I need a sip. There we go. Ah. Yeah, I don't know like what else to like talk about right now, to be honest. I'm glad to be back, I guess. The one thing I really like enjoyed about yesterday was like getting to sleep in my own bed after like being in that hotel bed. Cause like, you know, nothing compares to your own bed after you've been in hotels, you know? Blah. Bum 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 bum. How many followers are we at right now, by the way? I have no idea. 461, so we're like 40 away from the karaoke, huh? Interesting. Honestly, I thought I would have like even less time to prepare than I thought I did, but it's taken a little more time than I originally thought. Very interesting. Oh. I still need to like go ahead and make some alt accounts. I don't know. You wanna sing? I mean, I just thought like after the 1 year stream, like people would like funnel in like quicker because I got like 100 off that one alone. But I guess like once I got back to my normal routine, the hype kind of like died down a bit. But I should probably at least start like compiling a set list. Cause like I'm sure there's a couple songs I want to sing that don't really have that don't really have like a karaoke version out there, so I would have to like get something arranged myself. I know there's like automatic ones that will just like isolate the instrumental for you. Number obsessed goober. I'm not that obsessed with numbers. I just like keep an eye on it from time to time. There's a difference. I'm not like agonizing if the number doesn't go up as quickly as I want it to. It's just like a thing that I pay attention to sometimes. But I think there's a lot of like Kate Bush songs and stuff that just like don't have like an instrumental out there. So I would have to probably like do that myself. Or I don't think they would even have like a MIDI version or anything either. A lot of Kate Bush songs like that. Ahem. Walmart has these dish pans for $2. It's 10 by 14 by 4 inches and perfect for catching spills if you're worried about messing up your desk. I mean, I'm not gonna like open this bottle of soda on stream. AI delete the vocals. Yeah, I know that's a thing. There's like this one where like you normally you can only do like one a day, but if you like donate $1 to like the developer's Patreon, you get like unlimited use or something. I don't remember what it is, but I'd probably be able to find it if I googled it. But yeah, I have like little casserole dishes if I needed them, but I don't think I would really like need anything like that right now. 'Cause I don't think it's a big deal if I don't like open the soda right now. I mean, it's a giant thing of soda. Even if I were to do it like right now, I still wouldn't be able to drink most of it. I'd probably have to like nurse on it for like a couple days, because I'm not really a soda drinker, you know? You ever just like take one of the little like bag clips or whatever and just like clip it to your face? It's a 2-liter. No, it's actually I think it's like 16 ounces. Let me see. 16.9 fluid ounces. So it's like 2 times the regular one, or thereabouts. But it's got the like fancy reusable bottle, so at least when I do open it, I can just like close it again. It won't go flat. Even though I wouldn't mind if it went flat, because I don't really like carbonation anyway. Yeah, 500 milliliters. Whatever like equivalent like metric stuff you guys have, I don't pay attention to any of that. I have like a kitchen scale that converts all that for me. So, you know. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I'll take like a chip bag and a chip bag clip and just kind of like clip it to my face if I'm like bored. How many cups is that? Like I said, it's about like 2. Slightly more than 2, I think. Easy to do with skin made of fabric. Yeah. 1 liter is pretty close to 1 quart. I guess so. Yeah. Have you ever tried Torani syrups? I don't have... I have like the syrups. It's like Monin syrups, I'm pretty sure. But I do have some. It's I think I have like 2 that I use for coffee whenever I do like have coffee, or whenever I make coffee. And then there's like 2 that I have for like teas and stuff. What are the flavors? I know the ones for the coffee, it's like, I think it's like tiramisu and like butter pecan. And then for the teas, I have like lavender syrup and like peach syrup. And those are pretty good. 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces, so 2 cups is 16 fluid ounces. I mean, yeah, like I said, slightly more than like 2 cups. So yeah. Trilly Foxbat, hello. We're talking about stuff. Boring stuff, but stuff nonetheless. Yeah. 1 pound is also 16 ounces, so 2 cups equals 1 pound. I mean, also correct, technically. I got like about a pound of soda here, not including the very heavy glass bottle. I used to use Torani syrup and sparkling water. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you are a big soda drinker, that would probably I always watch you. Thank you for the follow. Very ominous name, but I guess I'll let that one slide. What is wet versus dry weight? The bi-weekly measurement debate is back. Hello, I always watch you. And thank you for watching. Always. But wait, oh yeah, I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, if you're a big soda drinker and you're like trying to get away from it, like just getting like some slightly sparkling water and like adding a little bit of like flavor syrup to it is like a good way to like wean yourself off. There apparently there's like a big there's a big like movement on TikTok where we're like, it's like women who like it's called like water talk, but instead of like just drinking plain water, they flavor it like, and I don't really get this because it's like even more like sugar and stuff than like your run-of-the-mill soda or whatever. But they'll put like, they'll take like a bottle of water and they'll put like 3 or 4 different types of like flavor powders and syrups and stuff in it. It's really bizarre. I mean, I get if you're trying to like wean yourself away from soda, but that's like somehow even worse than soda, so I don't really get it. All I got when I switched from soda to carbonated water was kidney stones. Ouch. A lot of local waters are drinkable but don't taste great. I mean, I understand like when you drink like sugary drinks too much and then you like try to drink normal water, it tastes really bitter. I've actually had this myself when I was like sick. And I would just like drink a bunch of like fruit juice to like get the vitamin C to make myself like feel better faster. And then like for the next day or so, whenever I drank water, it would just be like very, very bitter because I was so used to all the sugar. And it would just like take a day or two for my like system to wean itself away from the like sugary stuff. I will say, what are you? I'm Ragdoll. Thank you. But, I mean, if you're just, like, drinking, like, sugar water and, like, corn syrup or whatever, and then you just try to, like, drink normal, unflavored tap water, of course it's gonna taste bad. Take a sip? Oh, yes, I'll take a sip of my regular tap water. And I guess that's what I don't quite understand with like all the like super flavored stuff. Like if you're having that with like a meal, like if you're enjoying like a nice steak and like, you know, some like asparagus or what have you, like a nicely seasoned steak, like I don't want to like ruin that flavor by like mixing it with like Mountain Dew when I need a drink. That's why I drink like normal tap water, because like when I'm going to get a drink, I need that to be like a palate cleanser, not just like more conflicting flavor. I have never understood that about people. I mean, I guess in like very certain circumstances, like if you're like eating a cheeseburger or whatever, like I guess that just pairs well with like a little Coca-Cola like sody pop or whatever. But like if you're having soda with like every meal, that's like not good. That's not normal. You know? But yeah, it's never really made sense to me. I've never really like been a fan of like big sugary like drinks like from the start. I've always been like a tap water person, even from my youth. Ugh. what is normal? I mean, if we're like getting into like the argument of like we don't want to be like a square or whatever, you know, then that's like getting away from the central point. The only time I drink soda pops now is when I'm sick. I mean, that's mostly me with like fruit juice and stuff, because like fruit juice has, at least it has like vitamins, and then like sometimes when I have like throat problems, like regular tap water isn't the best to drink. Are you drinking water or apple cider, lemon water or apple cider vinegar for the stones? Interesting. Never heard of that one before. The fizziness helps to clear my throat. I mean, if it's the fizziness you need, you could probably just like cut some fruit juice with like a little bit of like club soda or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the weirdo. Maybe I'm the abnormal one. Possibly. Ugh. My face gets itchy. Well, maybe I should have another cracker, even though it's gonna make my mouth very, very dry. Oh god. Now I really need to take a sip. I do not think that talking ragdoll is abnormal, so true. r/am I the ragdoll? Do you not enjoy the hard part of the water bottle? What do you mean the hard part of the water bottle? I have no idea what that means. My nose is so itchy. Is it 'cause I've been like kind of dry today? I mean, I felt like most of my like dehydrated feelings went away after I got a shower and I like put on moisturizer and all that, but maybe it's still lingering. Put a little bit of like petroleum jelly on my nose. Yeah. Weirder inanimate objects than ragdolls have talked to me. Did you happen to be on hard drugs at the time? Listen, I'm not a cocaine person. Not like I even know what cocaine feels like. I live in like a rural town. I do not have access to that sort of stuff even if I wanted it. Ugh. My lawyer advised me not to answer that. I mean, you could be like that guy who is just like on another plane of consciousness in the Tesla, you know? Not the most abnormal thing. Ah. Okay. Bah. I feel like sinking down. Can I sink down? Can I like get on the floor? Oh yeah, someone redeemed a stretch break earlier. Yeah, so that's a good excuse to do this. Ah. A little little stretch to the side. And a little stretch to the other side. Oh yeah, I forgot. I kind of forgot for a second. But my sister and my mom were talking. We were all just kind of like having a conversation like on the way back from the trip this weekend. And like we were talking about like fitness stuff and how like we're all like kind of in various levels of like bodily like disrepair. I mean, we got our like physical problems and stuff, but I kind of floated the idea of us like getting a gym membership and like going to the gym together, because like my sister's about to get like a little like stay-at-home job too, and like once she gets all like situated with that, I feel like we're all gonna be on like relatively the same schedule. So I figured like maybe we could just start going out to the gym and like holding each other accountable and all that stuff. And like maybe that'll happen. But we agreed to like go on like some walks together at least. That might be fun. I don't know. I mean, if we go to Planet Fitness, they're gonna have like the free pizza and stuff, which is good for me because I need like the extra calories. The lumbago running wild in the Heartstrings family. I mean, we all have, I mean, not all of us, but like, at least in the present, my middle sister, my older sister, my sister who went on the trip with me is the oldest. But my middleest sister presently doesn't have any like big health complications, but my mom said like later in life she's probably gonna get like osteoporosis. But the tyranny of the lunk alarm. But I have like spinal issues that I like mostly resolved during surgery like a decade ago, but like it still like rears its head sometimes. My sister, my oldest sister, was like in a car accident about a decade ago, and she's still having like trouble with her like legs and stuff because of that. I think she might need like a knee replacement soon. And my mom is just like kind of getting old. I mean, it's just kind of like, I guess it's like you know, the sort of, it's a little bit of it's a little bit of like the stuff that happens as you get older, and it's like also a little bit of like genetic stuff like rearing its head also. So we all like aren't in the best shape currently. But you know, it is what it is, and we're I guess we're gonna try to like get that addressed. I was like positing the idea of like whether it would be a good idea for me to like go get a massage, because I feel like I might have like a couple knots in my back or something. But my mom said that like with the like stuff they put in my spine, it probably wouldn't be a good idea. And I might need to go to what is it called again? A chiropractor, because like they like are slightly more mindful of that stuff. Yeah, chiropractor. Finding a good one can be hard. I mean, my mom knows a chiropractor who like fixed a problem in her neck she had like a year or two ago after she like had a fall. So she said she would recommend me to him, or him to me rather. I don't know how this works, but that might be in my future. So you know, bone alignment really matters, and it's worth it. Yeah. I mean, to a certain extent, like chiropractic is a little it's a little bit of like wooey woo, like pseudoscience stuff, but you know. I mean, she swears by the one who fixed her neck, so I have to assume he's legit. Because if he like didn't make it worse, then that's something. Isn't a masseuse a chiropractor too? I mean, they're not really like well versed in like the medical like aspects of like the body. I don't think like massage therapy really goes into like medical stuff. At least not as much. Not as much as it should, I guess. It's a legitimate practice. Yeah. I guess you gotta like find one who's like not posting like conspiracy shit on Facebook or whatever. That's a big one. Ah. But yeah. My sister also has like she's got like the she's got like the like medical marijuana card. And like she gets the like medical stuff, but she also like goes over to the next state where it's like legalized recreationally. And she'll like get that stuff because honestly it's just like a lot cheaper than the medical grade stuff, and like the medical grade stuff can sometimes like not be that strong. But she said like we were talking about it in the car on the way back, and she was like, if you feel like you need it, I could like let you borrow like one of my THC pens. And I was like, you know, I'd like to like give it a try because like, you know, I got this like back stuff like with my spine, and I got like the generalized anxiety and that sort of thing. So I think it would be good, but like I really just gotta like wait for a chance for us to like actually like put aside some time and like actually meet up in person before she can actually like give it to me to like let me have a test run. She gets oils and edibles. I mean, she said she used to get edibles, but I guess that they became like I think it was like a money issue, like they just got to be too expensive for her because she's like not in the best financial situation, but like she kind of like switched back to like regular smoking and like the vape oil and stuff, just because it was cheaper. I've heard good things about CBD oils. I think it might be like a little bit of that as well, but I think it's mostly THC and stuff because like every time she took a hit of it, my mom would like roll the window down so she would like blow it out the window instead of like hotboxing us essentially. But she said she had a spare pen and she let me like give it a little test run and that sort of thing. Honestly, we think that like this next like voting cycle, they're probably gonna like make it recreational in our state. I mean, it's been like way too long. Like I feel like it's mostly just because like the upper like political figures are like a bunch of like prudes and stuff, and they're like religiously opposed to it or whatever the hell, but it's just like too much of a like positive economical thing for us to like really keep ignoring, to be honest. You know? So yeah, there you go, I guess. I feel like I need to sniffle, but at the same time my nose still feels dry. It's weird. Oh gosh. That was a weird noise. Is it worth spawning a new generation of reggae fans? I mean, that's a little bit stereotypical. If I was like really stoned, I would probably just be listening to like the new wave like ambient music and just be like, oh, this flute is so beautiful. These water sounds are so beautiful. You know. Don't get me started on the patented medicine industry. Oh boy. I didn't expect to get into this territory on this stream, but here we are. I mean, speaking of patented medicine... Oh... Moose, thank you for the 420 bits. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But speaking of patented medicine, and I know it's like relatively new, and that's why it's like so expensive, because it's just like... it hasn't really like saturated the market yet, but I really hope that Nurtec stuff becomes like the new norm in like the migraine treatment, because it really is effective. I think like a couple years ago I used it another time because I was like, I think we were like doing a Christmas little like family get together thing, and I started having like a migraine aura, and my sister gave me one of her Nurtec pills, or I guess it's like not really a pill because it's like mouth soluble or sublingual or whatever, but that stopped the migraine aura like in its tracks, which is crazy because like the last time I had a migraine aura, I was just like out. I was just out for like an entire like 24 hours. Like my migraine auras are intense. So, you know. Falling for the devil's lettuce. Oh no. Oh man. But yeah, that's some really effective stuff, and I hope like eventually they can like get production up enough that they can just like lower the price to be a little bit more like reasonable. Because I mean, the whole reason she's hoarding it is it's like $3,000 for like a month's supply, like 30 days worth or whatever. Smoked the boof. I mean, who knows? Maybe like whenever we go out to like look at shelter animals together, and she like hands me off her like spare like vape pen or whatever, I might just turn on one of these streams and just be like absolutely zonked. I have no idea. I at least gotta test it first before I get to that point. Cause if I just like get way too tall, if I get way too tall, I won't even be able to stream, I don't think. Nurtec seems to be the first non-injection version of the new generation of medicine type. It's going to be expensive for a while. Yeah. Don't stream while wasted. I mean, I get like drunk on stream all the time, and that's not an issue. I mean, as long as I don't like explicitly like talk about how tall I'm getting, then I guess it's fine. Vote for Ted Kaczynski while wasted. Yeah, I actually my sister like was big into like the true crime stuff, and she still is. So like when we were like driving out to the city and I got that like thing on Twitter being like Ted Kaczynski died, I was like, oh my god! And she was like, did like a family member die? And I was like, no, Ted Kaczynski died. And she was like, what? No way! But she actually speculated that, what was his fucking name? The really tall guy who, like, the really big dude who, like, murdered a bunch of, like, college co-eds. What was his fucking name? Bumblebutt? Ed Kemper, yes. She theorized that Ed Kemper would be, like, next to die. Because he's kind of old. I mean, he's not as old as she thought he was. He's only, like, in his 70s or whatever, but she theorized he would be, like, the next to go. You'll never get to vote for him now. Oh, so sad. No, I think Ted Bundy's already dead, ain't he? Or I think so. I was gonna say he got, like, murdered in the laundry room of prison, but I think that was he was executed? Maybe. I was gonna say he got, like, murdered in the laundry room, but I think that was Jeffrey Dahmer. But yeah, he's dead. They killed him. They killed both those guys. The Green River Killer is still alive. Oh yeah, like, didn't they find him after, like, 30 some years? But they, like, still haven't, like, tried him yet? Or, like, they just figured he's too old to be tried or whatever the fuck? The guy that was murdered was Dahmer. Yeah. I mean, I mean, that's generally, like, they killed him. Someone killed him. He got killed by someone else. The Zodiac Killer is currently trying to run for president. Ted K was quite the character. He answered the letters I sent him. Was real surprised the first time. Damn. I didn't know my chat members actually wrote to Ted K. Crazy. But I think they actually have, like, a couple leads for who the Zodiac Killer was, but, like, I think all of them are, like, dudes who were already dead anyway, so it's not really, like, that big of an issue anymore. He was fond of criticizing people's handwriting. I wouldn't know, because I don't, like, write letters to serial killers, personally. That's just me. That's just me. That's just how I am. Am I the Zodiac? Oh, it was you found out. You found out my master plan. It was me all along. Not really though. The stutter. Streamer P.O. boxes are dangerous ideas in a lot of cases. Yeah, I mean, part of me wanted to open a P.O. box for, like, Christmas or whatever, if, like, someone wanted to, like, physically write me, like, a Christmas card or something, because I thought that was a real cute idea, but then I realized, like, either no one is gonna actually, like, send anything and I'm just gonna look like a dumbass, or, like, someone's gonna send something very creepy and I'm just, like, going to regret that I ever, like, tried to do this. So, you know. Yeah. It's all risk, little reward. I mean, didn't that, like, K-San girl... I mean, she's, like, a larger streamer, and I'm sure she has, like, people who are, like, gonna, like, go through the stuff before she does, but, like... Didn't she open a P.O. box for, like, her birthday or whatever, and she got, like, an entire room full of presents? Yeah. I mean, I'm like I said before, I'm not really big on, like, the VTuber, like, cults of personality and that sort of thing. But yeah, I feel like it's more worth it for, like, the bigger, it's more worth it for, like, the bigger streamers anyway, because, like, it's just, like, a much more, it's much more, like, It's much more a reward than risk at that point. Because, like, you have more people who are willing to, like, send you stuff. Streamers don't want creepy. There's some corn cob dolls I regret sending now. That's also in Tokyo, and you can set up a location without doxing yourself. I guess so. Maybe if I were to go, like, 2 cities over and set up a P.O. box there, but then that's still, like, enough of a general location that someone's gonna be a creep. Do it by proxy? What, like, have someone, like... have someone in, like, a different state open a P.O. box and then, like, they manually check everything and then send it to me? That sounds like a pain in the ass. Set it up in NYC and fly there once a month. Mail proxy via postal connection. Get an American mod. Listen, I don't think even if the Europeans could, I don't think anyone currently, like, watching my stream is, like, dedicated enough to do all that for me. I don't think so. I really don't think. But yeah, I think it would be cool if, like, people could send me, like, stuff, but it just seems like too much work for, like... Honestly, I don't think most of my viewers really have, like, the financial safety to be doing that sort of thing anyway, so, you know, it seems like kind of a waste of time. American can be upwards of 2,000 miles away. Yeah, that is true. I don't think I really, even the American viewers I do have probably don't live in my, like, area anyway. We're all oil barons or work for one. Has to be some service that will forward you mail. I mean, I'm sure there is, but, you know, if I'm doing this for, like, a Christmas thing, I'm sure I have enough time to, like, do research. Sending mail, much less packages across the pond, can be a grueling experience and expensive. Making a literal June ragdoll does need to break the bank. I mean, true, but I don't think a lot of my, like, viewers are particularly, like, creatively inclined either. No offense to anyone, not like that's, like, a bad thing. I mean, hobbies are inherently, like, kind of a privileged thing to have, you know? Like, having a hobby requires, like, a certain amount of free time. I'm offended, but you're also correct in my case. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true, you know? Ahem. Blah. We create high art with our sophisticated chat messages. I mean, I guess so. Everyone's hobby is being a Twitch chatter. And I guess that's something, you know? My viewers are so poor. How poor are they? I'm very blessed to be able to afford to watch Chubas. high low effort shit posts with my chat messages. I consider myself creative, but I'm slothful currently. Yeah. I mean, you gotta have a certain amount of free time to be able to, like, get much creative work done. Like I said, I feel like a lot of my audience is, like, more working class sort of people. You know. Ugh, gotta readjust. Blah. I had to, like, stretch my shoulders. Working class heroes to a man. Working class Chuba. That's true. I'm a champion of the working class. Especially since I have, like, background in blue collar stuff before I got, like, my cushy setup. I remember when I was still, like last summer, like late last summer, when I was still, like, working as, like, a janitor at, like, a mental hospital. And I was reminiscing about this, like, earlier today, but, like, half the other workers there just kind of hated me for no real reason. But, I think I remember what, like, spurred me to finally quit that job. It was like, I was making my rounds in the morning, and there was, like, this office I had to clean, or I had to, like, at least, like, empty the trash, but, it was, like, normally there was just, like, no one in there because it was, like, the morning, and, like, all the important people had, like, gone home for the night, but, I guess in this specific instance, on this specific day, like, the lady who used that office was still there, and I like, walked in, and I didn't notice her at first because the lights were off. But, she very quickly, like, got very defensive once I, like, used my, like, once I used my skeleton key to get in, or my master key, rather. And she, like, got all angry that I was there. And then, like, impulsively, I was like, oh, if there's someone in here, I need to, like, turn the lights on. So I, like, turned the lights on, and then she, like, very angrily turned the lights back off and, like, told me to get out. And I was literally just like, I have no idea why she's in this temper right now, but, like, I just kind of, like, walked away. And I was just like, in that moment, I was just like, I did not even, like, do anything to deserve that kind of treatment. So, like, I like, went through, and I like, skipped her office because I was just like, fuck that lady. I went through, and I did all my, like, rounds for the morning. And then by lunchtime, I just, like, walked out. I just left and, like, didn't tell anyone because I didn't feel like, by that point I was like, they don't fucking deserve to, like, know where I am because they don't treat me well at all. She was in her office after hours with the lights off. I don't fucking... She was weird. Like, that one encounter I had with her, because that was the one and only encounter I had with that lady, but she was weird. Like, immediately I got that vibe that she's, like, a weirdo. And that's all I needed. But I was just, like, after that, I was just, like, ruminating, and I'm being like, you know, I have to deal with, like, insane people, and, like, on one instance, there was, like, a guy who, like, threatened to shoot up the place while I was, like, in a closet trying to get towels, like, at the end of the hall. And, like, I'm just, like, going around doing my work thinking, like, I have, like, random, like, insane people trying to accost me, and, like, the fucking staff is, like, mean as shit for no apparent reason, and I'm, like, working for, like, what, not even, like, $12 an hour. I think it was, like, maybe it was 12, I'm not sure, but it was, like, that. Obviously not enough for the type of work I was doing, And like I don't get benefits or any of that, so I was just like, I don't need to do this anymore. Like, this is not it. Honestly, like the thing I miss the most about like working physical jobs and like it's not like I'm unhappy with my current job, because like they treat me pretty well considering the stuff I do. But the thing I miss about like working physical jobs is that like if I wasn't feeling it, I could just like leave. Like the amounts of power I felt whenever I was working a job and I realized I hated it, and then I just like walked out and I drove away. Like that was like such a power high. Well enough, you can work from home. Yeah. I feel like sometimes I have my like I have my like angry moments, but for the most part my current setup treats me pretty well. I mean, we had that trip that was like most expenses paid. I mean, we had to pay for parking, which didn't make the most sense because it was a valet setup anyway. Like, in hindsight, that made 0 sense because we were already paying the valet guy, so why did we have to pay an extra, like, $50 to park overnight? That don't make no sense. But other than that, it was, like, all expenses paid and all that. We got the hotel comped. I mean, we didn't get comped for the travel time because it was, like, an extracurricular thing, but, you know. Most expenses paid, you know. And they send us like little like branded merch from time to time, which is real cute. All that stuff. But yeah, it's nice. I enjoy. I kind of feel like I've run out of things to talk about, to be honest. I need another sip. But yeah, I feel like my parents are more from like the generation of like, oh, work is just a means to an end. Like, you just, even if it's like no one like respects you at all, you just kind of gotta like put your head down and deal with it. But I have just like such a different mindset because I'm like, if they're not treating me the way I need to be treated, I'm just leaving. Like, I have no qualms with just like leaving mid-shift with no explanation if I'm not feeling it. You know? And my parents hate that about me a lot, but that's just how it is. Ugh. I think part of their anger is because they wish they could be as free as me. When the cleaning crew comes in, if I'm still at work, I say hello and welcome them. The lights are still on. We try to have all our trash in one trash can, or if I'm about to leave, I get out of their way. Work ethic and standing up for yourself are two different things. Yeah. I feel like they just confuse work ethic with like being a complete doormat, you know? And like one thing I noticed about like the cleaning sort of like industry, because I worked a different cleaning job before that one, and I kind of had the same experience. Like a lot of the more seasoned people in like cleaning jobs, like your superiors or whatever, they're very like controlling about the way that things get done. Like they always want things done a very specific like way in a very specific order. And if you try to like do your own sort of pattern at all, they always get like very upset. Power tripping. Yeah. And it's like you're like a you're king of like the sand castle. You don't actually have any real power. But they just like they're just such control freaks over something like so like meaningless at the end of the day. Depends on the work environment you grew up in. If you're concerned jobs are scarce, it changes your perspective. That's true. I mean, I've always been like in the mindset of like if I'm not feeling a job, then there's like 10 other jobs I could get. People who have no real power like to flex their assumed power the most. HOAs are the worst for that type of petty control freaks. Yeah, I mean, you always gotta like assume that they have like a terrible home life and that sort of stuff. Yeah, I guess so. Being a janitor is I guess you can perceive it as a very powerful thing in certain aspects. I've also worked cleaning jobs, and the more controlling seniors came across as, let's say, neuroatypical. Yeah. There's definitely like some irrationality there, for certain. And like the lady I worked below at the mental hospital, she was definitely like one of those who like, she always wanted you to come help her with stuff, even if she was perfectly capable of doing it herself. But if you needed help, she was suddenly like nowhere to be found, or like she was suddenly like too busy to help you or whatever. Even though like a lot of the time she would like stop you from whatever it is you were doing to go help her. It was like that. And if I like was trying to do my own work, then she would like get an attitude about it. She got the spot by being the last one standing. I mean, I guess. There's always like the one person who's been there for like some crazy amount of years, and they think that like everything they do is like the best way to do it, and there's like no room for like there's no room for no room for deviation. I was like trying to find the word. But yeah, they always like want things done their way, and if it's not done their way, they freak out. So yeah. But yeah, like that was my experience. I think that was the last physical job I ever worked. I kind of felt bad because like the manager was like pretty chill, but it was just like all the people I was working in like close contact with were just like not good. And I hated to like just quit on the spot because like he was having a hard time keeping like workers around, and I'm like, the reason you're having a hard time keeping workers around is because the job sucks and you don't pay them enough. Good lord. And then the people who do stick around are like terrible and like not welcoming. But yeah. I mean, from my experience, there's always been like that one. And it's always one, but like every time I've entered like a new job, there's always that one like older woman who's been there like a weirdly long time, and she just kind of like instantly doesn't like me. And I'm not sure why, because I'm not like a problem child or anything. I always like generally want to like not be a nuisance or in the way or anything. But they always just kind of like see me as like the bad one. Like they always go out of their way to like single me out or whatever, as like an incapable person or whatever. The old are afraid of the young. I mean, yeah, basically. I feel like... And there was this one, like a job I worked for like 3 years. Like our manager was like this older lady. She hated my guts, I'm pretty sure. But like, she... Like, I overheard her, like, one day, like, talking about, like, her situation, and she was like, this is the same job I've worked for, like, 40 years. If I leave now, there's no other opportunities for me, and that just kind of, like, opened my, like, eyes to, like, why she hated me so much. She hated me because I was, like, full of potential, and I had the ability to just, like, move on to other things. Because she had just, like, painted herself into a corner by working the exact same job for probably her entire working career. And she did not have any other skills to, like, offer if she were to ever lose her job. So, you know, she disliked me because I was everything she couldn't be, pretty much. Not sure how people can live at high up places. I couldn't resist the urge to jump off a window. Yeah. They hate you because they ain't you. I guess so. But yeah, I feel like I've kind of run out of, like, stuff to talk about for the most part. I mean, I went longer than I thought I would because I felt like after the first, like, 40 or so minutes talking about my trip this weekend, I felt myself, like, losing steam. Whenever you say that, suddenly a topic appears and we go another 15 minutes. I mean, do you have any topics for me to go off of? Cause I got nothing. This is a chat input time. And usually whenever I specifically ask for chat input, chat does not give me any input. We could do mushrooms again? I mean, I don't really have anything new to say about mushrooms. I still haven't, like... I still haven't done much research about it. String theory. I have no idea what string theory is. What are your thoughts on Braille? I don't really have any thoughts on Braille. I've never really had much need for it because I still see relatively well. Surely a mental hospital spawned more than just one death threat story. I mean, I was only there for like a month and like they kept a relatively good cap on things. It was just like this one guy who was like a repeat offender, and eventually they had to like call the police in and like arrest him for making repeated threats. Discuss the ethics of marionettes. Have you ever heard of an old show called The Big Comfy Couch? I actually watched that when I was younger. And I watched, more recently I watched the, Defunct Land, or I guess the series is called Defunct TV. The Defunct TV episode about it. Very cute. Even when your hair is like that, I mean, I still got vision. The doll girl from Big Comfy Couch married Steve from Blue's Clues. Oh, that's cute. I'm happy for them. Is that the one who's like, he's like bald now and like he's on TikTok and everyone thinks he's like very hot? Is it that Steve or is it like a different Steve? Oh, good for her. She lucked out with that one. Yeah, he's bald now, but he's good at it. Bald Steve is hot. I mean, according to some people. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. It's why he left Blue's Clues. Oh, he was losing his hair. He didn't want to put on a wig. Yeah. Wasn't his whole like exit arc about how like he was going off to college or whatever? Like he was a big boy now and he had to go to the big boy school? Yeah. Your thoughts are some people. I mean, I don't see him as like attractive. He went to college and his brother Joe took over. And now I think there's like a third guy, isn't there? Cause like then Joe got too old to still be on the show, I think. I don't know who's doing Blue's Clues nowadays. I could probably ask my nephew. But he probably doesn't know the guy by name because he's like 3. Is Blue just some kind of immortal hellhound? I guess so. Too much of a girl boss, I guess. Steve and Joe make appearances in the movie. There was a movie? I did not know this. Blue talks now, so I think she just handles it herself. Oh yeah, they made some kind of like spin-off. I guess like her just going like burr, 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 was like getting too old. The Jim Henson documentary is great. Yeah, Defunctland! Like, props to him. Like, I remember when he was just still putting out, like little videos that he, like, got all his research from, like, Wikipedia or whatever. But now he has, like... He's got, like, a full-ass, like, production team now. It's kind of amazing, like, watching his glow up in real time. That video about like the Disneyland jingle was like a full ass like feature film. Complete with like making you cry at the end. Yeah, the guy really knows how to like pull out your emotions and stuff. Which is the mark of a good film director. Because I think with the Disney Channel theme video, he really like upped his game from like YouTube video guy to like film director. COVID probably helped since no one could go to amusement parks. Yeah. He probably just like buckled down or battened down the hatches on his craft over the years. Over the recent years, rather. And he's got like a big ol' like Patreon fund too. I'm a little bit sad though because now with the upped like quality budget, like now he can only do videos like 4 times a year. Every time there's a new Defunctland, it's like an annual, like seasonal sort of like phenomenon. And everyone loses their shit. And your topic list gets smaller. Yeah. Oh, don't remind me. I really don't have anything else to talk about this time. Unless anyone, like, wants me to cover a certain topic. I mean, at this point, I'm just taking, like, audience participation, but audience never participates. That's the problem. Talk about fruits. I don't really have much to say about fruits. I mean, even if I would, someone would make fun of me for it. There was like an orange slice in the mixed drink I had on the boat, but it wasn't that sweet. Or maybe it just wasn't as sweet as like the mixed drink itself, which was pretty sweet. Do you enjoy pomegranate? I have never had pomegranate. Are tomatoes fruits? I mean, technically they are because like they have the seeds on the inside. So that I think that's like the official like thing for like determining if they're fruits. I think aren't tomatoes technically a type of berry because they have like the seeds like inside? You should eat a pomegranate on stream. I don't think that would be very fun. Some eat them like fruits. That's a lot of seeds. I mean, honestly, outside of like cooked tomato, I'm not a big fan of like tomato raw. Like I usually if I'm getting like tomato on my burger, usually I want it to be like a sun-dried tomato with like some olive oil on it and salt and pepper, and you just like let it roast in the oven and that sort of thing. I don't like just a raw tomato. Like I like a tomato soup with like a bunch of basil and like a grilled cheese on the side, but I just don't like raw tomato. It doesn't help that most tomatoes you get at restaurants are crap. Yeah. Have you ever made an actual ragdoll? No. I've been looking out for like a Raggedy Ann and Andy pair like on eBay. I saw one like a year ago when I wasn't in like the financial state to buy them, and it still haunts me to this day. So I'm still on the lookout for a set someday. Do you have a favorite potato dish? I like potatoes. I like a good like creamy potato soup with like some like chicken stock and like cheese and like some like onions and garlic. That's always a good one. Do you like potato bread? I don't think I've ever had potato bread. I'm sure it would be good. Any particular kinds of potatoes? I mean, usually I just go for a russet. Russets usually never let me down. I also like a good like baked potato, where like you put it in the toaster oven and you like get the skin real dry and you rub some like bacon fat on it and you like poke the holes so it's like nice and fluffy on the inside, and you throw some salt on the skin and all that good stuff. Do you enjoy sweet potato? Honestly, I'm not much of a fan. From what I've tried, I just don't think it's my thing. I mean, sweet potato, it's just like, meh. Yeah. Favorite food to have at a potluck in the summer? Probably some like slow cooked like pulled pork or something. That's good. Sometimes I make like a pot roast and I like Tokuichi Sakai, thank you for the follow. Ragdolls scare me, but something about you feels alright. I mean, I try to be non-threatening and cute and all that stuff. You just need to put more tiny marshmallows on your sweet potato. I mean, I've tried it like a couple times and it never just really... It didn't really do it for me, to be honest. I didn't used to like sweet potato, but that was because I only had it at Thanksgiving with marshmallows on it. I mean, we've never really been much of a sweet potato family in general, to be honest. But yeah, for a potluck, I like a good, like, slow-cooked pulled pork with, like, a lot of spices in there. And, like, some... You like, just let it sit and, like, marinate in its juices until it's, like, you can just pull it apart with, like, a pair of tongs, and then you just throw some, like, barbecue sauce in there until it's, like, nice and, like, slick. It's better if you just treat it like a baked potato, I think. I mean, again, I've never really... Actually, the one, like, other time I've had sweet potato was, like, at school. Like, I forgot my lunch at home, so I just had, like, the cafeteria lunch. And they had these fries, and I was like, oh boy, I bet it's, like, the seasoned, like, curly fries. Because I think they were curly fries. But, I had one, and I just, like, I was instantly assaulted because they were actually sweet potato fries and they were like gross. It was not good. I did not enjoy it. I felt betrayed. I was expecting my delicious like curly fries, but instead I got like yucky sweet fries. I'm sure some people like that, but it's not for me. You kind of need to grow up with them. I guess so. Yeah, we were never much of a sweet potato family. Oh gosh. We're at the part of the stream where my mouth gets real dry. Good lord. And I'm all out of water. Damn it. Blah. Get out, sweet potatoes. This is a real potato neighborhood. Have you ever eaten durian? I mean, I live in a landlocked state in America. Do you think I have eaten durian? Maybe if I was like on the coast, but I live in Nowheresville. Japanese want rice with everything, French want bread with everything. Same with potato. Things you can say about potatoes and religion. You have to grow up with it. Good one. You can probably get it. I mean, probably... I don't... Maybe if I were to, like, go to, like, a fancy, like, Asian market. Like, maybe... I'm sure I could find it, like, canned or something at the least. If I can find a whole jackfruit in Ohio, then you can find a durian. I mean... Possibly. I guess I would have to look really hard. But like Mindframe War says, it's not worth it. There's a Raggedy Ann and Andy auction ending in 10 minutes. I do not mess with auctions, man. That's too stressful. And I'm not about to like go whip out my like credit card on stream. I would have to like go out into the like... I would have to go like raid my bag for it. I have too low Zatsudan confidence. Sometimes it would seem as you live on a Pacific island, what with how light your groceries seem to be. I mean, listen, that's what happens when you live in like rural America, okay? You got like locally grown apples like during the fall, and those are like 99 cents a pound. That's like the best deal you get all year, and then like other than that, it's nothing. You don't get nothing. High regional variance in the USA. I mean, again, that's just what happens. I live in the middle of nowhere. Actually, I was thinking about like, cause right now I go to like the supermarket, and I got like my little points and like rewards membership there and all that. But I was thinking like checking out the smaller local grocery store, cause there's actually one like in town. I could just like drive to the edge of the neighborhood and see what it's all about, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be like a better selection or if it's gonna be like more expensive or whatever. But I'd like to check it out at some point. This makes me think mulberries should be coming up ripe soon. Probably have better produce with less selection. Yeah. I mean, there's also like a farmer's market. There's a farmer's market in the next town over, and then there's like a like personal farmer's market stall that like a farm has. That's like down the road, like way down the road. But like both of them only really operate in like July and like August, and that's it. Or like late June through July, and then like by August they're like closing up shop again. So that's what that is. Fresh food soon. I mean, yeah, that's the problem. You only get like fresh, really like fresh local stuff like 2 months out of the year. It's a real problem. Ugh. Brr. And then like after that, I'm supposed to just like go back to some like avocados that they brought in from like halfway across the state that are probably already like rotten on the inside. Fruit canning stream. I don't even have like the space for canning or the resources. It's just too much hassle. I mean, you can get like frozen fruits and stuff, and that's cheaper, but you know. Do you have room for an extra freezer? I mean, I do have a deep freezer, but I usually use that for like meat and stuff. You need that you need that can-do attitude. Oh my. Very good. As long as you have freezer space, you can cheat at canning. I mean, I've tried freezing fruits before and it never really turned out well because like by the time you thaw them again, they just turn into mush. For the canning stream, I recommend you make sauerkraut too. I've never liked sauerkraut, actually. My mom used to make it for dinner sometimes, and it would just smell really bad. Could make brandied fruits. They last forever even without refrigeration. I mean, I'm sorry, I just don't like the way it smells. I never had positive experiences with it growing up. I'm a little bit biased. But yeah, I've never really heard of brandied fruits before. Yeah. A little stretchy stretch. Oh, I'm not a big fan of these headphones. They hurt my ears sometimes. My wireless headphones are a lot more comfortable. Damn, now we've really hit the point of no return. I mean, again, I got a lot further than I expected myself to. But I think we're getting to the point where, like, everyone's getting bored. And they're like, go away now. Get out of here. We don't want to look at you anymore. 3 hours of nothing. We covered all the fruits. Maybe instead of sauerkraut, you could make kimchi. I actually did make kimchi before, and like, it was fine, I guess. I wouldn't really go out of my way to make it again because it's like such an involved process. But maybe this is a good point to like stop. Let me see if there's anyone I could raid. I mean, do you guys have any suggestions? At the very least this time, like, make it people who would actually like shout me out and like acknowledge me if I raid. Because the last time, that last time, it was not good. Honestly though, if no one else has suggestions. Oh yeah, we could do that one. Yeah. I was about to raid Lobotomy Bunny again, but that's also good. I gotta copy this because I'm lazy. I'm so lazy. It's just so resentful. Listen, if I'm like giving you a raid as like a smaller streamer and you're like 3 digits and you think of yourself too highly to like acknowledge me and give me a shout out, then that immediately makes me think less of you. That's just how I operate, you know? I mean, I understand people have their like situations, but like that's what you have mods for, you know? Someone can like do the work for you if you don't feel like it, you know? But anyways, I'm just gonna plug my socials. That. Yeah, it was like a thing. Your hair looks like an orange. Thank you. That is the highest form of compliment I could ever receive. But you know, you actually came in. We're right about to end, unfortunately. But I will go ahead. I want to skin your hair and eat your scalp. Okay, goodbye, everyone. I think that's a good time to, you know, leave it off. Next stream is on Wednesday. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, but I'll go ahead and like end it there. I'll go ahead and tell you guys like whenever I think of something, but you know. So that's gonna be it for me. I hope everyone has a good morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I love you.